Picture a farm, Hinterkaifeck farm. Nestled in the heart of rural Bavaria, it was a place of simplicity and hard work. A place where people worked hard, raised families, lived their lives. The farm was a symbol of the quiet, unassuming life that many led in the early 20th century. But in 1922, this quiet farm in Bavaria, Germany, became a place of unimaginable horror. The serene landscape was shattered by an event so gruesome that it still haunts the collective memory of the region. 6 people, gone, their lives taken in a brutal way. The Gruber family and their maid were found murdered, their bodies discovered days after the crime. The crime, unsolved, is still a mystery today. Despite numerous investigations and countless theories, the identity of the murderer remains unknown. The farm's name is now a whisper of tragedy, forever tied to the awful events of that cold March night. The Hinterkaifeck murders have become a dark legend, a story passed down through generations. The Hinterkaifeck murders are a chilling reminder of the darkness humans are capable of. The brutality of the crime, the isolation of the farm, and the eerie circumstances surrounding the case make it one of the most haunting unsolved mysteries. The farm's isolation, the brutality of what happened, and the fact that we still don't know who did it. All of this makes this case one of the most disturbing true crime stories ever. The unanswered questions and the chilling details continue to captivate and terrify those who hear the tale. It's a story that sends shivers down your spine, a reminder that some secrets just won't stay buried. The Hinterkaifeck farm stands as a silent witness to the horrors that unfolded there, a place forever marked by its dark past. Andreas Gruber, the dad, was a strict man, known for ruling his family with an iron fist. His stern demeanor and unyielding nature made him a feared figure in the household. He was not just a father, but a tyrant whose word was law. The family lived under his oppressive rule, with little room for joy or freedom. His wife, Cecilia, suffered because of his harsh ways, worn down by years of hard work and being told what to do. She was a woman of quiet endurance, bearing the brunt of Andreas's authoritarian ways. Her life was a constant struggle, filled with endless chores and little appreciation. The weight of her husband's demands and the burden of maintaining the household took a visible toll on her. Their daughter, Victoria, a young widow, had her own sadness. She had lost her husband in the brutal battles of World War I, a loss that left a permanent scar on her heart. Victoria's life was marked by grief and the heavy responsibility of raising her children alone. Her eyes often reflected a deep sorrow, a testament to the hardships she had endured. Her husband died in World War I, leaving her with 2 young children, 7-year-old Cecilia and 2-year-old Joseph. The children were her only solace, yet they also reminded her of the husband she had lost. Every day was a battle to provide for them and protect them from the harsh realities of their world. The small family unit was tightly knit, but their bond was forged in the fires of adversity. Also living on the farm was Maria Baumgartner, a maid who had just arrived hours before the terrible events unfolded, not knowing the sinister fate that awaited her. Maria was seeking a new beginning, hoping to find stability and a sense of belonging in her new job. Little did she know, her arrival would coincide with a tragedy that would shock the entire community. The family, though seemingly normal, had a dark secret. Beneath the surface of their everyday lives, there were undercurrents of tension and unspoken fears. The facade of normalcy hid a web of secrets and lies that threatened to unravel at any moment. The Gruber family was a powder keg, waiting for a spark to ignite the hidden turmoil. Rumors went around about an inappropriate relationship between Andreas and Victoria, making the already tense atmosphere even worse. These whispers added fuel to the fire, creating an environment of suspicion and mistrust. The villagers gossiped in hushed tones, their words casting a shadow over the Gruber household. The alleged relationship was a scandal that no one dared to confront openly, yet it poisoned the air with its insidious presence. Andreas, suspicious of everyone and trusting no one, had pushed away the villagers, creating an isolation that would have terrible consequences. His paranoia and distrust built a wall around the family, cutting them off from the support and camaraderie of the community. This self-imposed isolation made them vulnerable, setting the stage for the tragic events that were to come. The Gruber family, trapped in their own world of fear and suspicion, were on a collision course with fate. Days turned into a week, and no one heard from Hinterkaifeck. Worry turned into alarm as neighbors noticed the family wasn't around. The children weren't at school, the fields were left alone, and no one was looking after the animals. Finally, a few men decided to check on the farm, feeling more and more uneasy with every step. What they found shocked the community and the world. In the barn, they found a horrific scene, the bodies of Andreas, Casilia, and Victoria, brutally killed and hidden under hay. They searched the farmhouse and found young Casilia, her grandmother, and the maid, Maria, all murdered in their beds. Hinterkaifeck Farm, once a simple home, had become a tomb. The murders were as brutal as they were confusing. Investigators struggled to find answers. Who would do such a terrible thing and why? The crime scene offered few clues. The murder weapon, a pickaxe, was there, but no fingerprints. The killer had been very careful, leaving no signs of breaking in, no witnesses, and no clear reason for doing it. The investigation did uncover some strange things that happened before the murders. Andreas had seen weird footprints in the snow leading to the farm, but not away, like someone had been watching them. He also heard noises in the attic and found a newspaper he didn't recognize. These unsettling events, which Andreas ignored at the time, now suggested a family living under a hidden threat. The Hinterkaifeck murders shocked Germany, capturing everyone's attention. People couldn't stop talking about it, especially because it was so gruesome and no one knew who did it. Theories flew around, from a robbery gone wrong to a crime of passion, but none quite fit. The strange things Andreas reported made it even more mysterious. Who left those footprints? What were the noises in the attic? Where did that newspaper come from? These unanswered questions made people talk about ghosts, curses, and angry spirits. The investigation was difficult. Time had passed and the technology wasn't what it is today. Investigators followed many leads, but they all seemed to go nowhere. One suspect, Lorenz Schlittenbauer, a neighbor who the Grubers didn't get along with, became a person of interest. Rumor had it that he was the father of Victoria's son, Josef, and he would inherit the farm if she died. But even though it looked suspicious, there was no real proof he did it. Other suspects came and went over the years. A traveling salesman, a group of homeless people, even a jealous lover. All were considered and then ruled out. The Hinterkaifeck murders, once a local tragedy, became a cold case, a puzzle no one could solve. Even after more than 100 years, the Hinterkaifeck murders still fascinate and horrify people. The case, a chilling reminder of the darkness that can hide in ordinary lives, has been the subject of countless books, documentaries, and podcasts. Amateur detectives using modern technology and wanting to find justice are still looking at the evidence, hoping to find the truth. The farm itself stands as a silent reminder of the tragedy, a grim place that people interested in dark stories visit. The walls, if they could talk, might tell us the secrets of that night. But for now, they are silent. Over the years, many theories have tried to explain the Hinterkaifeck murders. Some think the killer was a stranger, just passing through, who saw a chance to rob and kill. Others think it was someone the family knew, someone with a grudge or wanting revenge. The rumors about Andreas and Victoria have led to theories about a family member trying to hide the scandal or get even. One theory that won't go away is about Carl Gabriel, Victoria's former fiancé, who went missing in World War I. Some believe he survived the war and came back for revenge because Victoria had moved on. But there's no evidence for this, and what happened to Gabriel is still a mystery. The Hinterkaifeck murders are a chilling reminder that some mysteries never get solved. This case, which took place in 1922, has baffled investigators and intrigued true crime enthusiasts for nearly a century. The remote farmstead located in Bavaria, Germany, became the scene of one of the most gruesome and perplexing crimes in history. The brutal killing of 6 innocent people, the lack of a clear motive, and the fact that we still don't know who did it have made this case famous in true crime history. The victims included Andreas Gruber, his wife Casilia, their daughter Victoria, her 2 children, and the family maid. Each was found murdered with a mattock, a tool typically used for farming. Even after all this time, the Hinterkaifeck farm stands as a silent reminder of the tragedy, proof that some secrets just won't stay buried. The eerie silence of the abandoned farmstead, coupled with the overgrown paths and dilapidated buildings, adds to the haunting atmosphere that surrounds this unsolved mystery. We may never know for sure who committed the Hinterkaifeck murders. Over the years, numerous theories have emerged, ranging from a vengeful neighbor to a wandering stranger. Some even speculate that the killer might have been someone close to the family, someone they trusted. This case shows us that even in the most terrible crimes, there are often more questions than answers. The police investigation at the time was thorough, but the lack of modern forensic techniques made it difficult to gather conclusive evidence. Despite the best efforts of the authorities, the case went cold, leaving behind a trail of unanswered questions. But the reason we are still so interested in the Hinterkaifeck murders isn't just the horror of the crime itself. It's the myriad of details that don't quite add up, the strange occurrences leading up to the murders, and the eerie aftermath that followed. For instance, neighbors reported seeing smoke coming from the farmhouse chimney days after the murders, suggesting the killer might have stayed on the property. It's our human need to understand what doesn't make sense, to find order in chaos, and to want justice for those whose lives were taken too soon. The Hinterkaifeck murders tap into our deepest fears and curiosities, compelling us to piece together the puzzle, even when the pieces seem impossible to fit. The Hinterkaifeck murders, a dark part of German history, continue to fascinate and haunt us, a testament to the power of mystery and our never-ending search for truth. As we delve into the past, we are reminded of the fragility of life and the enduring impact of unresolved tragedies. The story of Hinterkaifeck is not just about a crime, it's about the human quest for answers and the hope that one day the truth will finally come to light.